I mean,
I'm about changing things, and I'm going to stick to what I think.
At the start of the campaign was -20. It's now -31. Your approval rating's even lower than Nigel Farage. Even staunch Remainers regarded revoking Brexit without another referendum as unacceptable. Your predecessor, as head of the LibDems, he said your revoke policy was, quote, an unhelpful distraction.
Well, I disagree.
Your position has been to cast the LibDems against Mr Johnson and Mr Corbyn as moderate, as reasonable. Vote for you because of that, not for them. But this revoke Article 50, no second referendum, that made you, in the eyes of many, extreme and undemocratic.
Well, I mean, I would take issue with that.
3 years ago, 52% of this country voted to leave the EU. But you were proposing to reverse that, heading a government which almost certainly would have been elected in a lot less than half the vote. It was undemocratic.
Well, Andrew, you're not going to find more strong supporters of changing our broken voting system than Liberal Democrats. I've campaigned to change our voting system for the last 20 years.
But you were going to reverse Brexit on what you call the broken voting system. Your manifesto is clear that you want 16-year-olds to have the vote and EU citizens to have the vote. Would they have the vote for a second Brexit referendum?
I would very much like them to have that, yes.
But you see, a lot of Leave voters will say to you, you're fiddling the franchise now to get the result you want. You're not fighting on the 2016 referendum basis. You're changing it to give your side a better chance. Remain bonus, 50 billion.
Yes.
Is what you forecast.
Well, it's 50 billion over the course of the Parliament. In the final year, it's 14 billion pounds.
Right. So 5 years in, it's an extra 14 billion a year.
Yeah.
It's not 50 billion a year.
We've been very clear that it's 50 billion across the Parliament.
So it's misleading, because you've often implied that there'll be 50 billion more to spend, but in the middle of the next decade. The real figure is 14 billion.